What's up, everybody? Raheem Escalai here again on a gorgeous Sunday, 529/2022, and this is 4-3 Sportstalk number 357, no Magnum. Anyway, today we're going to talk football as the NFL's 32 and 32 rolls on. Our least interesting team in the NFL, in my opinion, Seattle Seahawks. We're going to talk about them today. A little bit, I'll give you some background information. Russell Wilson was traded to the Denver Broncos, and they basically got back nothing in return. Drew Lock is, I don't know, it's kind of hard to put a stamp on him because he was drafted kind of high and he didn't meet expectations, which is, not all his fault, but you really didn't get anything outside of Noah Fant, who's getting better as a tight end. I mean, it's like, what do you have, 48 catches, 600-something yards, whatever. I don't know. We're going to talk about it later on. But that and, they had 2 extra picks in the 3rd round and the 5th round, I believe, this year, and they got 1 in the 5th round next year. So, yeah, you be the judge of that. It's not like the Broncos are going to make the Super Bowl at all anytime soon, but, if they feel like that's what Russell Wilson was worth, I mean, I would have tried to get more. Just me. Anyway, tomorrow afternoon, Pittsfield, 9-9, faces their bitter rivals in the best baseball team in Western Massachusetts right now, in Taconic High School. They're 18-1. They last lost on what was it? April 11th, 2022, to the Westfield Bombers, and since then have won 17 straight. But anyway, 4-1, 17 games straight. Now, I know, I had to regain my thoughts. I know what you're thinking. There's like no chance in hell, not even a snowball's chance, that Pittsfield's going to win. But Pittsfield beat Central, an Central team that was good back then, before they kind of started that little bit of slide that they're on. So, not that they're going to win, but there's some type of chance. Anyway, the Bowley Group completes the massive $5.45 billion purchase of Chelsea Football Club, ending Roman Abramovich's 19-year tenure and already imposed restrictions or sanctions that was put on the football club in light of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. It's kind of nixed right now, so they're looking good as far as that's concerned. The New York Rangers are also looking good. Their dominant first and second periods turned into a 5-2 win over the Carolina Hurricanes. Series tied 3-3 in the stat of the night, stat of the day, stat of the morning, whatever you want to call it. Igor Shesterkin, 37 saves, 2 assists, and a whole bunch of shit-talking. God, love it. I love shit-talking sports. It's what makes sports. Anyway, LAA catcher Kurt Suzuki is 38 years old. You might remember him from back in the day if you're a baseball fanatic. Exits the game, 3rd inning, neck contusion. Later found out he was alright, which is good. He was hit by a warm-up pitch. And now this brings me to talk about something else. Kind of what's going on in our country. A little bit of baseball, too. This is in regards to the San Francisco Giants manager, Gabe Kapler, former Red Sox. I love the protest and what he's doing in like of the state of the country, and so I wrote a little bit about it and I included him in it as well. Here we go. Mass shootings, school shootings, the ugliest of things that can happen to a family, friends, communities, anyone. Those in power who have a voice need to admit that it isn't at all a disease. It's not a mental health thing. These incidents are not caused by lone wolves. This is a matter of foul ideologies, hate, racism, violence, and absolute most extreme examples of horrible parenting that has ever been seen. These homegrown terrorists who deserve nothing but the hell that they caused the victims and their families. They're and just sorry not to get like worked up. There's just no there's no other way to put it. That's just what they are. Now let's change topic a little bit. Sorry to get so extreme. San Francisco Giants manager Gabe Kapler was drafted in the 57th round, pick number 1,487. Stay with me here. To be exact, by the Detroit Tigers in 1995 MLB draft. Sat with the farm team for a couple years. As players drafted, they often spend different amounts of time in these sorts of situations, depending on how good they are. Injuries at the next level with the actual team, like let's say the Yankees, for example. Yuck. So it was seen that Gabe Kapler was pretty fucking good. In 96, 97, 98, he was an all-star, and also in 1998, he was named Minor League Player of the Year. Went on to the Bigs, debuted September 20th, 1998 for the Detroit Tigers. Journeyman of sorts, he played for the Giants, Rockies, Red Sox, Brewers, Tampa Bay Rays, Devil Rays as they were called back then. He had a career that lasted 12 years. Batting average was 158. But anyways, he is currently not okay with the current state of this country, as we were still healing from a mass shooting in Buffalo, New York. It took place at a grocery store. Dozens of innocent people were gunned down for no fucking reason at all. 10 were dead and 13 were hurt, and three were critically injured. Barely 10 days pass, and another shooting, this time in Uvalde, Texas, at Robb Elementary. Fucking elementary school, dude. Like, seriously. 19 children lost their lives, and 24 more were injured. Gabe Kapler is a manager of a professional baseball team. He has a voice. He's always in the public eye, whether it's on TV, social media, whatever. But actions speak louder than words, and I hear you loud and clear, boss. This week, Gabe is going to remain inside the Giants clubhouse while the national anthem is played as a form of protest against mass shootings and this nasty funk that our country is in right now, to put it in appropriate terms. Hopes of stronger gun laws and safer schools so that our children can learn without fear. This is what all of us want as a parent. As it relates to sports, I think the protest is a great thing, because these guys that we look at and look up to have a voice, and then we can go back and do things like what I'm doing right now, and we can go to the people in power in the state buildings in whatever city that you live in and say, yo, this is a problem. This is how I think this problem can be solved. What can we do about it? Instead of just talk about it on social media, can we sit down and maybe make phone calls, go to schools to try to talk about what it is to be kind, what it is for gun safety, gun violence, and just there's ways that can be better for the kids, because that's where it starts. And going even a little further, it's the crap in the home, and like I said before, it's not lone wolves. This is ideology from and hate from racism from a long time ago, and it's something that needs to be talked about and done, man. Because there's so many people that suffer from things like this who had nothing to do with none of the reason why you're mad and why you're teaching your son that it's okay to slay somebody who's not the same color skin as him. It's I don't know. Makes no sense, man. Anyway, I think maybe a gesture of this magnitude from every single sport could maybe spark some of our leaders to look at this and permanently put a stop to this issue. I think personally, mental health requirements, scans on all applicants, and a countrywide ban on anything bigger than a standard police issue Glock is what this country needs. Just do it. Take it away from everybody and start there. And as far as the counseling goes, and whatever you wackos want to teach your children to hate somebody for this reason or that, then go on ahead. That's just you, and you're going to end in karma, or your kid's going to die early in your face or something like that. But seriously, something like that needs to be done, man, and somebody needs to listen to some little voice like this. and do something about it, and don't do it for pictures or for social media or for YouTube or whatever. Just do it so that 10, 20 years from now we're not seeing shit like this anymore, and people who aren't directly affected by it aren't so emotionally about it. It's stuff like this is just truly a ripple effect. It's not bad. It's not good to feel yucky like this, honestly. Anyway, that's all I have on that. Plain and simple. We are going to talk NHL. Rangers 5, Carolina 2. Series tied 3-3. Game 7's upcoming. Major League Baseball doubleheader for the Red Sox. Boston over the Orioles in the first game, 5-3. Baltimore takes the second one, 4-2. Kansas City over Minnesota, 7-3. Washington over Colorado, 13-7. St. Louis over Milwaukee, 8-3. Tampa Bay over the Yanks, 3-1. Cincy over San Francisco, 3-2. Chicago Cubs beat their rivals White Sox, 5-1. Dodgers over the Diamondbacks, 3-2. Mets over Phillies, 8-2. They were whooping their ass this year. Oh my God, is Philadelphia ever going to get a chance to beat the Mets? Who knows? Toronto 6, LA Angels 5. That series has really been a battle as well. Both the last 2 games actually have been decided. Decided within a run, I guess, of each other, something like that. Oof. Anyway. Yeah, so that's it for Major League Baseball. WNBA, Las Vegas over Chicago, 83-76, and Connecticut over Washington, 79-71. And that's it for the WNBA. NCAA softball, really quickly. Florida over Virginia Tech, 7-2. Oklahoma over UCF, 7-1. Texas over Arkansas, 3-0. Arizona over Mississippi State, 7-1. Oregon State over Stanford, 2-0. UCLA upsets Duke, 8-2. And Arizona State over Northwestern, 7-4. That's the end of that. Now we are on to NFL 32-32 of the Seattle Seahawks. Oh, I can't wait till you guys hear my take. In 2021, it just wasn't the year for them. Let's keep it a buck. The Mariners ain't been good since King Felix retired, and even then, towards the latter half of his career, they weren't all that impressive. Basketball in the form of the NBA has not returned to the city. The NHL team, Seattle Kraken, are new. They've showed glimpses of greatness here and there, but they stunk it up. And now we talk Seattle Seahawks. Here we go. Outside of wide receiver DK Metcalf, there isn't a star to be had on this roster. Earlier in the year, the organization decided to go in another direction at quarterback with the trading of Russell Wilson for a 4th-round pick to the Denver Broncos, for late-round picks and notable starters like quarterback Drew Lock and Noah Fant, a tight end who I think is ready to have a breakout year. Still, even after this trade. So here's what they were able to come up with this year's draft. Starts first round, 9th overall. They grabbed Charles Cross out of Mississippi State's offensive tackle. My number 4 out of my top 10 list, if you remember episodes back. So let's back up a little bit. I guess it doesn't matter who goes on the. I guess it doesn't matter who goes on the offensive line. They need a quarterback. It looks dark over there for the starters for that team. But anyway, here they picked Charles Cross at number 9. Could have went elsewhere. I mean, I think first round, 9th overall, Kenny Pickett right there would have been a little too early. But I don't know, maybe. Anyway, Charles Cross here is good. He's gonna be a solid on the offensive line for whoever he's got to protect. They got a good one here. All the offensive linemen in this draft class, I think that he's the most athletic, very quick. I saw that on kickstands and at times when he would move inside and pull for the run game. The quick feet also allows him to get set up in pass protection very quickly, as a lot of these edge rushers are starting to come out of college and be very fast. I would say there's one thing that he does that pops out, but there's not anything that would pop out on tape that I think that you would not be like too cool with. Does everything well, nothing more. I like the display of versatility, inside, outside. Every coach is gonna ask that of his offensive lineman pretty soon, and I think that's something he does well. Like I said, he's fast. Charles Cross is going to, who do they got over there? The old Texans. The old Texans starter at left. So I believe there's going to be a spot for him on the right side, right tackle, just depending on who's announced on the depth chart and who's got to go up against in training camp. But that shouldn't be a problem for him. Number 2, their second pick in 40th round overall. Guy I love so much, but there's just man, Boye Mafe out of Minnesota, linebacker, plays end at times. Very fast, has experience playing around the defense, just as I was getting ready to mention, kind of stuttered. He gets the quarterback when he's needed, wherever he is. You definitely need to be aware of him if you are an offensive coordinator. As a quick study, his sack numbers increased as his years went on, significantly, at least by 2 a year. And the thing that was kind of like upsetting for me, I didn't see enough tape of him. There was only 2 years from what I could see. Everything I looked on YouTube, Huddle, whatever. But I absolutely loved it, and just sat back. I had stuff to do or whatever, but I wasn't pausing the video. I was just like, wow, this guy's getting it from the weak side linebacker. I saw him get a sack as a Mike linebacker on 3rd and 18 too, and that quarterback had some jets. When he's asked to do stuff on the defensive line as well, man, it's incredible. And that type of motor consistently is hard to get, but from what I see, if he can continue what he's got going on, he's going to be a star in this league eventually. Like I said, he was my number 11 linebacker, so close to making the top 10, as this draft class was very deep, very talented. You can find guys in the 5th, 6th, 7th round that will be quality starters at some point. Then with the very next pick of the draft, they took Kenneth Walker out of Michigan State. I love his running style, his vision. Speed is okay, but not elite. He's better than good enough to get by. Kind of shifty. You got a little set of moves that I like. That when you plant that back ankle and then you look this way and you go left. A staple in the stuff Le'Veon Bell, another Michigan State back, had in his tool belt. His ability in the passing game as a receiver and a blocker is a bit questionable, and both things, though, he can luckily get coached up on, which is probably why, though, he wasn't a second or a first-round pick. Sorry. Here we are. 3rd round, 72nd overall. Abraham Lucas out of Washington State. Another guy that was on my top 10 tackles list. Number 7. This dude's huge. Physical measurements, he meets everyone. Consistency is a problem. So much so that he was moved inside a lot in his junior year, which is going to raise some questions going forward, but he's durable, he's big. What's there to say that he can't get coached up on that and make better on those flaws? 4th round, 109th overall, cornerback Kobe Bryant out of Cincinnati. Talked about it on draft day. You know, the namesake with the greatest basketball player of all time, my favorite basketball player of all time, Kobe Bryant. He's got a lot to live up to, the NBA namesake alone. Washington's YouTube tape, though, is very fast, great speed, but it will be left on an island occasionally on the outside. Slot corner at best, situational guy. Yeah. 5th round, 153rd overall, Tariq Wooden, a corner out of UTSA. They were a team that just reached my radar this year as they cracked NCAA coaches top 25. They stayed on it for quite some time. I believe they were 13-1 actually. So they lost a good one for the first year that their program gained national attention. This is the first in a very long line of athletic football players to come, and Tariq is a nasty man cover that can back up all the shit that he talks. Be nice to see him make this team and eventually climb his way up and become a starter. 5th round, 158th overall, Tyreek Smith out of Ohio State, and the replacement for Bobby Wagner, I think. Yeah, he had a tough climb up the Ohio State's linebackers depth chart, but one of those guys that I think is going to be a better pro anyway. 7th round, 229th overall, Bo Melton, a wide receiver from Rutgers, whom I know nothing about, and he is the final pick of the Seattle Seahawks draft. This is the end of episode 357. Raheem Escalai here. Love you all. Wish you nothing but health, wealth, and success, and I'll see you tomorrow with episode 358. And that means that we're done with the NFC's draft. In every division we've covered so far. So we'll be starting the AFC. Get ready. The AFC North's coming up. Love you all. See you later.